800,000 people get rejected every single year from Amazon. That is 2,000 people every single day. As a matter of fact, with me telling you this shit, Amazon rejected 10 people already. I want to share with you 3 key reasons why Amazon hired me as a software development engineering intern. I remember failing algorithms and data structures 3 times. 3 times I made the exams and I failed it. But one day when I was studying for my fourth chance, my fourth retake, I got an email from Amazon. I remember that I applied for Amazon as a software intern. Now, you already know that Amazon wants you to do algorithms and data structures. So suddenly I had a reason to learn algorithms and data structures. It wasn't a university course anymore. It was to actually get a job at FANG. So I got really excited. There were 2 things that helped me pass my algorithms exams as well as get a job at Amazon. And that is, number one, I made sure my theory was on point. MIT created this playlist completely for free to teach you everything you need to know about the algorithms that Amazon cares about. It's free, completely for free. Now that we know the theory, how do we put it into practice? Now, there's so many LeetCode questions online, but lucky for you, there's a predefined list of the most common patterns and a few variations for each pattern, easy, medium, hard, that you can do. If you complete all of them and you understand all of them, you'll have a very solid fundamental understanding of the algorithms that you need to know. So that's what I did. I did that theory, I did the MIT course playlist, and I did the LeetCode 75. And before you knew it, I was really solid in my algorithm skills. Next, behavioral interview. The behavioral interview was one of the most important interviews ever. Anyone with some willpower and a laptop can learn these algorithms, okay? It's not that hard. So what separates the real software engineers from the fake software engineers? And that is leadership abilities. Amazon has a list of 15 or so character traits that they want in every single candidate. For other companies, it's different. But the bottom line is that you are supposed to tell stories about yourself showing these leadership abilities or showing these attractive character traits. Stories are the backbone of every single human conversation ever. How are you today? I'm great today. It's a story. It's a small story. So during the interviews, they ask me questions like, tell me something about yourself, or tell me something about your previous experience. So in this case, you would tell them stories about yourself. I understand, as technical people, we have difficulties doing this story stuff, right? But lucky for you and me, there's a formula. It's called the STAR method. The STAR method makes it super easy for us to tell stories to each other. STAR stands for situation, task, action, and result. Let me show you. So when the recruiter asked me, Neil, tell me something about yourself, this is what I would tell him. I remember when I got my first real software engineering job. I was put in a Zoom call with 2 project managers. They wanted me to code an entire project. And remember, this was before I knew anything about coding. I was very inexperienced at that point. All they gave me were 2 documents. 1, a requirements document, and 2, architecture documents. And that's it. I was left alone and I had to go build that entire thing. Now, it took me a few weeks to get the ball rolling, and I always had the project leaders to call whenever I had some mistakes. But eventually, after 8 or 10 weeks, I was able to build the software. Not only did I prove to myself that I can build software, but that I could think independently. There were so many things that I learned along the way that I didn't even know that I needed to know, like designing interfaces, like front ends. How do I deal with data on the front end? How do I deal with data on the back end? And etc. Now you see, I used every single parameter of the STAR method. And when the recruiter heard that, she was like, yo, that's interesting. Thank you for sharing that. This can apply to any personal stories you have as well. For example, I knew these friends, right? And these friends, dude, they were geniuses, man. They were really good at coding. And this was a time when they needed some money, right? We were all broke college students at some point. They were talking about getting jobs at supermarkets and doing Uber delivery and shit like that. And when I heard about that, I got a bit frustrated. I was like, dude, you have so much potential as a coder, and instead of getting a part-time coding job, you want to go work at a supermarket? No offense. So immediately it became my task to do something about it. I convinced them to apply to coding jobs instead of regular jobs. And before you knew it, they were getting part-time jobs, they were getting freelancing agreements, and they were going to get paid way more than they would have. So you see, I applied the STAR method to a personal story here. Because it was an internship position, this story was great. If you're applying for a higher level position, they would really appreciate professional stories, right? So yeah, being able to craft stories from your personal and professional experiences is very important. So the last thing, we spoke about coding and we spoke about behavioral interviews, right? But there was one thing that was make or break. One thing that I did that I think was the entire reason why I got hired in the first place. And I'm putting this at the end of the video because I know that the dipshits who already clicked off, they're gone. It's just you and me now. Trust me, this is my secret weapon, and that is mock interviews. Okay, there's this website called Pramp. It's this platform where you can practice the format of coding interviews. I can do some algorithms, but there was a very big problem. I couldn't keep up with the time pressure, and I found it very awkward that someone was waiting for me to solve the problem that I couldn't solve yet. So these two problems, they were bothering me a lot. So I decided to go practice mock interviews. And before you knew it, I solved all 50 questions on the platform, and I was very comfortable with the whole format. Not only that, I was able to see other people's mistakes as well and learn from that. There were so many small things that I picked up from those 50 mock interviews that if I didn't do it, I wouldn't have gotten that job at Amazon. So I would really urge you, go to pramp.com, look up Pramp on Google, and practice mock interviews. It's very important. Very, very, very important. Because if you do 50 interviews and you show up to the Amazon interview, bro, you'll be prepared. You'll be really prepared. You know exactly how the flow goes. Please give me 30 seconds to think about this shit. And you'll be golden, man. Secretly, if you do 50 of these Pramp sessions, you will have spent 100 hours doing coding interviews. Nobody has spent 100 hours doing coding interviews except for the interviewers themselves at Big Tech. So you'll have a great big advantage. All right. These were the biggest 3 reasons why I think Amazon hired me. 1, I had a good understanding of algorithms and data structures. 2, I had a good amount of stories to tell about my experiences and about my personal life. And 3, I was able to perform very well on the interview format. Not only did I know shit about algorithms and data structures, but I was also able to perform well during the interviews, which are 3 very important things. If you do these 3 things, anyone can get an internship as a software engineer. Not only an internship, if you get really good at these 3 things, you can either apply as a software engineer, like a real software engineer at Amazon, or you can do an internship at Amazon and then get a return offer. Everything's possible. Once you get in the system, it's very easy. Listen, if you like the vibe of my videos and you want to become a wealthy, respected, charming, ambitious, visionary developer, all those adjectives, join me in my journey. I want to help software engineers out there use their skills for good. You can code. Do you know what that means if you can code? You are in control of the lifeblood of society. Everybody around you uses apps. And if you can control that, you can control where society goes. I want to ask you something. In your family, is anyone addicted to social media? I have friends and family that are literally glued to their screen. And this is because the software engineers in Big Tech make sure they were addicted. They released dopamine, so much dopamine signals every time they use the apps. And you have the power to do that too, my friend. Are you going to go down the line of making addictive software, or are you going to go build useful tools for society? Which one is it going to be? I know you want to build tools for society that will help society instead of ruin it. So join me on my journey and let's build useful stuff for society. Let's become ambitious, visionary, charming developers. So subscribe if you want to. Life is a gift given by the gods to make a proper use of it. I'll check you in the next video. Take it easy. Peace. Love you. Take care. Bye.